Hey friends, I'm so excited to share this build with you. It took me 5 months and 15 hours of footage to sort through, so can't believe we made it. This is video 1 of the series and I hope you enjoy. Alright, I'll dive straight into the build. So I started on a blank 40 by 40 lot. You can see the neighbors on the right. The first ever vault that I built, that one was on a 60 by 60 lot and had 5 stories, and there were just so many routing issues when I tried to play it. So for this vault, I'm starting on a 40 by 40 lot. Since the vaults are underground, I'm building down and making 3 underground basement levels. So to imitate the projector screen in the Amazon Prime Fallout TV show, I used this hologram wall light item. Credit goes to Murphy Lee, who created this custom content. I just modified it to use a cornfield photo, which I sourced from Pexels. Okay, so the deepest floor will hold the vault's living quarters. I created these blueprints using the Blueprints Maker mod by Velocity Grass, which just saved me so much time when it came to building the apartments and furnishing them. Each apartment contains 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, living room, a dining area, and a small quote-unquote outdoor backyard, which is just artificial grass and hologram lights. When it came to actual gameplay in this build, I did experiment with the NRAS apartment mod by Annie, but I had lots of autonomy issues with the non-active Sims, so I chose to play the vault as a single household instead, which honestly was a fun challenge and resulted in lots of drama, which I hope to share with you one day. I had to remove all these computers because during my first vault test, the Sims became so antisocial and just never left their apartments because they just kept playing games on the computer, which honestly is a huge mood, but just to encourage, community and interactions, I've removed them. I modeled these quote-unquote backyard areas over these images, and honestly, once the hologram lights are turned on, they're so cute. I based the wallpaper on the walls in these screen caps from the show. I just found one that just had like stripes on it, and yeah, I thought it looked the same. I'll share some inspiration pictures that I used to build this, but some special custom content mentions are the 1950s bathroom and kitchen stuff by Buffsum, these rounded subway windows from Severinka's Urban Underground pack, and these Star Wars doors converted from The Sims 4 to The Sims 3 by Ratty Sims. This is one of my favorite parts, so just ready, wait for it. So pretty. I make them all different landscapes at the end, but for now I've just gone with the mountains. Again, I revisit these apartments later in the build, so stay tuned for that. So I'm just adding walls to make this area a bit smaller so I can add in some rooms and hallways. I actually didn't know this before this build, but if you have the floor tool selected and you hold down Control, it'll just clear the floor without deleting the basement itself, which was so useful to create this like 2-story basement effect. I absolutely love this gardening station item. Honestly, the Sims 3 store has some really cute stuff, which I refuse to pay for, but yeah, love it. I've added in some corn plants from the old mill pack to imitate, the cornfield like in the show. Here are some images in case you haven't seen the show. Basically, they live off of this cornfield, so yeah, hence the corn plants. I saw in this screen cap that there's a bit of a balcony area here, so I'm just recreating that in this section. If you're wondering why it's so dark, it's because I mainly build in the dark at the beginning so I can just select the right items and put them in place before I start worrying about colors, patterns, and details. But yeah, that's the fun part, and I do that later on, so yeah, stay tuned in this build. So this artificial grass from the Into the Future pack is so perfect because not only is it aesthetic, but it's also functional, and it allows us to plant and grow crops underground, which is perfect. These wooden picnic tables will serve as the common dining area And honestly, I think this is one of my favorite places in the vault because everyone has to eat, so they always commune in this area, and it's just so nice to see them all interacting and talking and eating. I can't wait to share that part with you. I added in a podium for any speeches like they do in the show, and also a wedding arch so that the vault dwellers can get married. So if you watch the show, you'll notice there's a small barn area, so I've just built that here. It's just a skeleton for now, just trying to get the dimensions, but I revisit this later on. These are some screen caps that I used for inspo here. Love these barrels. I think they're from World Adventures. I love this staircase. Honestly, I think it's pretty iconic in the show, especially like that scene where Lucy's running down. Oh, great show. Behind the stairs here, I'm just adding in a hallway so that they can easily get to the living quarters on the level below. In the show, in this area here, there's a 2-story arch, but for the build, I just kept it as 1 story. But if anyone knows any nice 2-story arches, custom content, please let me know for future builds. So this 2x2 square is for an elevator. One thing that I wish we had in Sims 3 was rounded walls, so that this elevator could have been round. Okay, yay, we're finally starting on the 2nd floor. I'm only making this common area 2 stories high because the previous vault I built had 1 extra floor, but there were just way too many routing issues. Like, for example, the Sims would just collapse from exhaustion on the highest level because they couldn't find their bed. So, safe to say, we've lived and we've learned, so we'll be keeping this common area 2 levels only, just the ground floor and the balcony. I've cut a few clips out here, but basically I'm just bringing everything forward a bit, and then I re-add the stairs and add in some posts. Just adding in some minor adjustments here and there. Okay, so this area here is going to be the kitchen. I thought it made the most sense since it's right next to the dining area. I decided to replace this archway with elevator doors just in case I wanted to lock some Sims inside. I'm creating another hallway here. I'm thinking it'll lead to probably a bathroom and a kids' room. Just making some more adjustments. I added in some rounded windows on both the 1st and 2nd levels. I added in an arch into the hallway and replaced that previous arch with a door. Moving the elevator around, changing the position of the posts and stairs, and adding some railings. And yeah, just restructuring some walls. I find that building in The Sims is very much a trial and error, which is why I like to start off with the main objects, like minimal objects at the beginning, just to get a feel for the space and move things around before I add in any details or patterns and colors, etc. So I feel like it's kind of starting to come together, just making a few more changes and adjustments, some architectural decisions that'll probably make a bit more sense later on in future build videos. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, then yipso sabwabadoo, which is Simlish for like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!